Children of the land, do you hear echoes of truths that once rang clear? Two souls intertwined, one true love they did find, bringing land and heavens near. But flames that burned full bright soon fell dark. Memories dimmed by shadowed hearts. In the waxing gloom did wane the lover's moon, watching as their worlds drift apart. One soul's cry, a passion welling sacrifice, a final plea to her kin. Yet this bond of hope by treachery was broke, scattering her words to the wind. Swelling over long seas of blood are a song, and death an afterthought to those who fight for naught. Lying empty,
Anyway, here. Phoenix. You should figure out where Francis is. Where's Francis? I do not hear you if you're talking. Guess I got my headphones. Might have to call him if he doesn't reply. Anyway. Oh, he's waking up now? Alright. Did you have to call him? You take care of that dragon yet? He's here. Alright, we can get started. Ishgard will not last long against Nidhogg and his horde. We must away! And so we awayed. We didn't away. Know you then what this roar portendeth?
Aye. I must return to my city without delay.
Then we shall lend you our wings. Let us meet with Nidhogg on the field of battle, and together bring an end to this wrathful song. Cool, I get to ride on the back of Racevilger, the bigger dragon. Like an axolotl. Oh, that guy got thrown off the bridge.
Remember your training! We hold fast until the Lord Commander returns. Ugh. We must hold.
Remember, I'm playing on Fairy with the assault. killing your guys.
Reinforcements! By the Fury, that one is the size of Nidhogg.
Lord Commander!
You are late, Warrior of Light.
I get to walk up like a badass. Yeah, that's right, buddy. I'm here for you. Angel Dragon versus Devil Dragon. Wherefore standeth thou with these vermin, brother? Abandon this war, shade. The suffering thou sowest serveth no end. The traitor's progeny have learned of their forefathers' betrayal and seek now to make amends with our kind. Never shall our grief be assuaged, nor our loss forgotten, but reconciliation may yet halt the spread of this plague of enmity. Forsake thy vengeance and be at peace. What soft-headed ramblings are these? Thy dalliance is that vile maid hath robbed thee of thy wits. Mayhap her cloying perfume hath made thee forget the stench of our brood sister's lifeblood. Thou darest speak thus of my beloved? Ah, so the flames of rage may yet be kindled. I fear thy heart's fire long since gone out. But waste not thy fury on words, brother. Thou shalt have need of it for the battle. Dragon fight. No one was in that tower. Ripped off one of Gracebugger's wings. Thou art weak, Gracefugger, a slithering worm who fawneth over the vermin who should rightly be his prey. For 1,000 years have I fought without cease, and thou didst think to prevail against me? Glory not in thy victory, Shade. The battle is not yet won. My power and my hope I have entrusted to another. And I, what hast thou done? Fool, thou wouldst trust a mortal with thy strength? I know thee. 'Twas thou who didst intrude upon my lair and best the half of me. But now that I am whole, and not in creation shall be my vengeance.
One soul's cry, a passion welling within.
Alright, this is about a 6-minute wait time. Oh, not even. There we go. You're in. Right over here, bud. Turn this way. There we go. Someone already died. over. Is 2. He's taking on the Estinian form again. Spread out. Gonna go right here. Good. Out of mitigations. Mini tank busters. Music changed again. Percent left. Just there. Get him. And there we go. Was someone's macro. It was basically put it to where it sound pops in chat to tell people who they are raising. I got a commendation. Alright, now we get to watch a movie again. Hey, where'd my sunglasses go?
Is this to be mine end? Nay, I will not allow it. I am of the first brood. I am vengeance incarnate. I am Nidhogg! Thou shalt die by my hand!
This is not your hand, worm!
Thou wilt obey!
I would ask one last favor of you, Warrior of Light. Finish me, now, while I have the beast subdued! You waste your time. Kill me! It is the only way! Ending Nidhogg will be my final duty!
Yeah, they're Midgard's babies.
No! You can't die like this! I won't let you!
Crazy ass eyeball got me seeing shit. Damn, eyeballs make you see things.
Children of the light. Souls that once rang clear, two souls intertwined, one true love they did find, bringing light and heaven's near.
Undone by mortal will.
Memories dimmed by shadowed hearts. In the waxing gloom did wane the lover's moon, watching as their worlds drift apart. One soul's cry, a passion welling within. Sacrifice, a bind of plea to her kin.
The eyes! Cast them into the abyss!
Yet this bond of hope by treachery was broke, scattering her words to the wind.
Weird plan, but okay. Probably
lives.
should.
Ah, Estinian, my ill-fated friend. Lucia, summon the
luck,
healers. I want them ready to receive him.
At once, Lord Commander.
Allow me to do this much, at least.
The Horde have sensed the fall of their master and scattered to the wind.
You have my gratitude, Hraesvelgr. Your deeds this day have saved a great many lives.
Then our alliance hath served its purpose. Thou didst wield the power I granted thee well. 'Twas thine own skill and not mine eye which earned thee victory. Wait, shouldn't I give him back the eye? I wish thy companion a swift recovery. Fare you well, children of man. And off he goes.
The battle is won. We can do no more for Estinian now than bear him home and wish him well, even as Hraesvelgr did. The rest we must trust to the hands of the healers and the grace of the gods.
Through the haze of pain I swear I sent, but no. Past is done, and we must look to the future. At long last, Nidhogg is gone, his foul spirit cast out once and for all. I only pray that Estinian survives the ordeal. Your battle with Nidhogg's Shade will beget many an epic ballad. Magnanimous and rightly so. Though it was without a doubt one of your more epochal victories, though I must admit that I took greater joy in seeing you emerge from the experience unscathed. And not only for your own sake, had you not been there to aid me, those infernal eyes would still be fused to Estinian's mail. Yet even with Nidhogg gone, I cannot help but wonder how much of our friend remains. Let us pay a visit to Lucia and beg news of his condition. You're late for the fight, Lucky. You missed it. The Forgotten Knight. Magnanimous, Master Alphino, my honored friends. As if winning Hraesvelgr to our cause were not enough, you took it upon yourselves to rid us of his brood brother. I know not how to thank you. My own contribution was hardly noteworthy. The true saviors of the day were Magnanimous and Estinian. One triumphed over Nidhogg's Shade through strength of arms, and the other through strength of will. Speaking of Estinian, what news of his recovery? The Azor Dragoon was conveyed to the infirmary, where he now resides under the care of the hospitalier captain. I am told he has yet to regain consciousness. But as you know, Estinian's mind and body were held hostage for many days. You must be patient and allow the process of healing to begin. In the meantime, you would do well to rest and recover from your own ordeals. But surely, Sir Aymeric is never long from Estinian's bedside, and will send word the moment there are any developments. Now, if I have satisfied your concerns, I believe Lord Edmond and his sons are most eager to celebrate your return. Very well, First Commander. Come, Magnanimous. It would seem that we are awaited at Horton Manor. Dancing Lucky. There you go. And let's go to Horton Manor. To the last vigil.
The heroes of the hour return.
We but did our duty, my lord. It was the memories of fallen friends and not our heroism which saw us through at the last.
I gave every ounce of my strength, but mine efforts would have counted for naught had the Warrior of Light not arrived to challenge the Great Worm. As a sworn knight of Ishgard, I had hoped to do more for my city.
Well, we cannot all be heroes, dear brother. Let us put away our pride for a moment and revel in the valiant deeds of our comrade. For your sterling service to Ishgard, we salute you. And while we're on the subject of valiant deeds, I believe I myself have earned some small measure of recognition.
Because he's the cool brother.
Under my watchful command, the ballistas of the Outer Ward struck down a veritable swarm of Dravanian invaders.
My lord's command was certainly watchful. He bravely watched as the siege crews took aim, and continued to watch as countless wyverns met their end. Indeed, the ward's defenders proved so well drilled that my lord had little occasion to stop watching.
There will be time enough to determine who is most deserving of recognition later. Our friends are doubtless weary from their exertions.
Yeah, I should probably
I had
adjust audio
chambers prepared
settings.
in expectation of your return. You are welcome to retire at your leisure.
I am most grateful for your hospitality, my lord, but I believe I shall pay a visit to the Temple Knight's Infirmary. Pray excuse me.
X.
Our master Alphino has grown. The plight of his stricken brother-in-arms pains him more than his own hurts. In which respect he has come to resemble you, Warrior of Light. Go then, visit the Azure Dragoon, and grant him what comfort you may.
Why is it doing a weird voice? Okay, anyway. Forgotten Night. Magnanimous, my friend, what can I do for the savior of Ishgard? You seek Master Alphino? Ah, he came to relieve me of my vigil a short while ago. When he begged to sit at Estinian's side, I could not well refuse him. Though he would sooner faint than admit it, the boy must be exhausted by Hraesvelgur's trial and all that followed. Estinian is blessed to have such devoted comrades. My own friendship with Estinian began some 10 years past, shortly after we joined the Temple Knights. I learned his name soon enough, but Estinian barely registered my existence. I was less a fellow recruit, and more a shadow which occasionally darkened his path. And so I might have remained had fate not seen fit to intervene. While out on patrol, our company was set upon by a dragon. We were the only two to survive. The experience forged a bond between us, but as such life-threatening situations are wont to do. Despite our friendship, he remained an intense and solitary youth, wholly obsessed with claiming vengeance against Nidhogg. Revenge was ever at the forefront of his mind. Revenge for the death of his parents, and revenge for his younger brother. I would venture that in Alphinaud he sees something of his lost sibling. And in the ungentle writings of Estinian, Alphinaud has found the elder brother he never had. Truth be told, Estinian's tactless observations have saved me from disaster more than once, and I can well understand Alphinaud's affection for him. He is a friend for whom I would gladly... Lord Commander, your presence is required in the infirmary. Is he? Tell me I'm on my way. Tell them I'm on my way. Tell me I'm on my way. Quickly, Magnarmus, we must go to him. And several cutscenes will play in sequence. Let's go. Movie time.
Estinian!
Cease your mewling, boy. It grates my ears.
Forgive me. When I saw you awaken, I could not... It was such a relief. We feared you might never wake up.
Now, Estinian. If Master Alphinaud thought any less of you, you would still be Nidhogg's plaything. Or dead.
Aye, 'twas but a jest. I thank you, Alphinaud. And you too, Warrior of Light. Quite how you managed to persuade Hraesvelgur to aid in his brood brother's downfall I cannot imagine. But full glad am I that you did. Yet again, you have achieved the impossible.
I, for my part, owe you an apology. When last we met, I did willingly loose an arrow at your heart. Can you forgive me?
There is naught to forgive, Hameric. You but acted in defense of Ishgard as is your duty. Were you any less single-minded about it, I would not follow you into battle, nor trust you at my back. Besides, I had come to the selfsame conclusion, that I would have to perish for Nidhogg to be stopped. So let us dispense with the hand-wringing. I have heard enough mewling for one day.
Oh!
she's enjoying that. She's tripping eyeballs.
The tendrils of Nidhogg's foul presence bound up every fiber of my being, usurping my senses, but I yet retained some trace of awareness. The worm's mind was as a vast and tumultuous sea. Endlessly its black waters churned, his grief and despair at Ratatoska's murder never calming, never receding. Driven by this surging current came wave upon wave of unrelenting rancor. It was the very image of my own heart. There I saw the dark reflection of the hatred I felt after Nidhogg slew my family, when no path remained save vengeance against dragonkind. Neither one of us had a choice. But I was blessed with something Nidhogg was not. Comrades and teachers to console and admonish me. Had I not had them to gainsay my obsession, it would surely have consumed me as Nidhogg's did him, and we would have been in all respects alike. Though his shade is banished, his spirit scattered upon the sea of clouds, I feel no joy at his passing. Where once I craved vengeance, I now crave rest. Lord Commander, my hunt is at an end. I would lay down the mantle of Azure Dragoon.
My friend.
He has tired himself with too many words. I doubt not that he will make a full recovery, but he must be allowed some few days of quiet.
Really did crush his own throat. I forgot to put Discord.
I too must see my path to its end. Sleep well, my friend.
It was me.
Following the battle with Nidhogg on the Steps of Faith, Sir Emeric called an assembly that he might make his final proclamation as acting head of state. 'Twas there, with one decree, that the 1,000-year rule of the archbishops was ended, paving the way for a new republic. The governance of Ishgard would now be placed in the hands of high and lowborn alike, their ranks represented by the newly founded House of Lords and House of Commons. Church was separated from state. The foundation for change had been carefully laid, and the reforms proposed by Ishgard's new government passed into law without incident. His duty done, Emeric de Burrell gladly stepped down from the Archbishop's dais, only to be raised unto the highest seat in the House of Lords. Though he strove at first to refuse this honor, the unexpectedly strident voice of the Count de Durandare left him little choice but to accept. And so it was that the winds of gentle revolution came to stir. Prominent among the many honored guests at Sir Emeric's investiture were the ambassadors of Dragonkind, a fitting symbol of Ishgard's newfound peace. The people looked on in awe as he soared through the heavens on Dragonback. And by their cheers did they hail him an Azure Dragoon for a new age. Thus were the notes of the dragon song rewritten, the din of war giving way to a rising litany of peace and hope.
I gave him back his eye. Of Count Edmond de Forton, Heavensward. That book comes back later. I was gazing out at the sea of clouds in an all too rare moment of idleness, when I chanced to behold a certain hero wending his way towards the city on Dragonback. Welcome home, Magnomus. Nay, 'twas no grave matter that moved me to meet you in person. Between you and me, I merely sought respite from the pressures of office. No sooner do I surrender my role as temporary head of state than I am burdened with a position more permanent responsibility. I fancy that it echoes some small measure the way you must feel when your improbable feats of heroism are rewarded with still more impossible challenges. The myth which guided our society for generations lies in tatters. Am I then to be scorned for building upon the system of nobility that I once sought to tear down? And what strange jest is this that places me at its pinnacle, an archbishop's bastard at the head of the House of Lords? But these questions are for me to answer. Is it not in man's nature to change? It is not in man's nature to change overnight. This I learned through painful experience, and it was this hard lesson which convinced me to take the path which we now follow. Even as we rebuild the bridge between man and dragon, so must we reimagine Ishgard, one carefully placed one stone at a time. We must remember that it is not for us that we lay this groundwork, but for the men and women that our children will become. May their towers rise proudly from the fundament of our legacy. I hear word from Captain Whitecape that Estinian has vanished from his sick room. His willfulness survives undiminished. Should you ever happen upon our unmannerly friend on your travels, pray assure him that I shall keep Ishgard safe until he deigns to come home. Thank you, Magnomus, and please convey my warmest regards to Master Alphino. The manor. You spoke with Sir Emmerich. Do not envy him his new position. Ishgard has chosen a new road, but one littered with the detritus of 1,000 years of broken faith. Yet, though her people may stumble from time to time, I know of none better than Sir Emmerich to lead the march of progress. As for us, there remains the small matter of ushering a new dawn in the shadow of inscrutable Ashian machinations and seemingly endless procession of primals. But we too must walk our chosen path, no matter how treacherous the footing. New airship options unlocked. Uh-oh. Thank you, Blanairs. Nay, you need not remain there. We shall rendezvous at the usual place. All is proceeding as expected, then. Aye, there is naught to concern us aside from one overly curious mouse. This way. Him again? It is of no moment. They will play their part and we will play ours. Dust and gray mist give way to azure skies. Man and dragon rise above. Voices joined in song. Up beneath shrouded bows, beyond the scope of light, shadows stir. Explore the horde. Master Darkblade, you are come at a most excellent time. An invitation from a truly permanent personage was delivered to the manor but a short while ago. Would that you had been present to receive it, but in any event, Sir Aymeric de Borel, Lord Speaker of House of Lords, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, and Viscount of House Borel, cordially invites Master Darkblade to dine with him at his estate. You seem surprised. The messenger assured me that his lord had broached the subject with you at an earlier date, when the arrangements for the peace conference were still being finalized. Of course, the intervening moons afforded little opportunity for your leisure. But with the happy advent of peace, his plain Lord Commander sees no further cause to delay. What say you? To be honest, I've seen enough people get poisoned, I'd rather not. You would rather not? Well, that is a great shame. The messenger went out of his way to express how very much this lord was looking forward to the occasion. Forgive me, but I might trouble you to reconsider. If only a courtesy to your friend, Sir Aymeric, at the very best. It will be an opportunity to sample the finest in Ishgardian cuisine. Should you choose to heed my counsel, a man of House Borel would be waiting for you near the Astrologicum. Phoenix is being a nuisance again. Why aren't you wearing a coat? Can't you see it's snowing out here? You dance to stay warm? Okay. Greetings and well met, Master Darkblade. I have the honor and privilege to serve as head steward of House Borel, though admittedly our staff is somewhat smaller than those of other noble families, being countable on one hand. Now, my lord will be overjoyed to hear that you have accepted his invitation. As soon as you see, we have spared no expense. As you will soon see, we have spared no expense. I dare say a man of action such as yours self enjoys a nary a moment's respite. Aye, the battlefield beckons even now, I am sure. But for this day, we bid you lay down your burdens and raise a glass to peace and prosperity.
To think the Mughals would prove such harsh taskmasters. Forgive me. I did not know you had suffered so in your quest for the Horn.
Yeah, them Mughals were shit.
I must say, your spirited accounts always come as a welcome change from the arid reports which fill my days.
You do it. Denied. Like a hawk. You better not do it.
Though I have lived in these lands my entire life, to hear you speak of them, there is much and more I have yet to see. Truly, yours was a marvelous journey.
Wasn't all sunshine and lemon cakes.
Nor would I presume to imply otherwise. Neither I nor any man alive can truly understand what you have endured, and I cannot say with any confidence that I would have acquitted myself as well under the circumstances, much less grown stronger for it. By your deeds, you have helped us to lay the foundation for lasting reform. The formation of the Republic is but the beginning, for it is not only our system of governance which must needs change. We, the people, must learn to let go of our hatreds and rise above our bloody past. I only pray that I live long enough to see us achieve some measure of success, that I might know the lost did not die in vain. I can still see you there on the steps of faith, striding fearlessly towards the worm. If you could do that, who are we to balk at the challenges ahead? The question of how best to strengthen ties with the other great nations of Eorzea has been debated at length in the Lords and Commons of late. As you may imagine, maintaining stability during this period of historic upheaval is our paramount concern. Nevertheless, we are greatly indebted to the Alliance for their support during the Grand Melee, and it would be remiss of us not to repay their faith in kind. Of course, we owe you the greatest debt of all, and it is my hope that in extending our support to you and the Scions, we might also express our gratitude to our neighbors, nay, our fellow Eorzeans, whom we pray you will continue to protect. The Lords and Commons agree on very little, but not a soul in either house begrudges your order this offer of patronage. For all you have done and will do, we thank you. May I ask a personal question? Now that the dust has settled, what will you do? Not as a scion, I mean, but what do you want for yourself?
Lord Commander, pray forgive the interruption.
News from House Fulton?
An urgent message for the Warrior of Light. I was instructed to deliver it without delay. Master
Duty
Thancred
calls.
returned to the manor a short time ago, bearing an injured maiden. Master Leveilleur and Mistress Tataru are tending to her wounds, but they like not her chances. Respectfully, my lord, they have requested the Warrior of Light's immediate presence.
You must go to them, my friend, and I shall go with you.
For every ending marks a new beginning. From tragedy and sacrifice, we rise to greet a new dawn, as did he. Only to be drawn unto another battlefield, another cause, as if by fate.
Into the manor.
Yes.
Is that...
Alize, Alphinaud's twin sister. She ran afoul of the Warriors of Darkness. I had been tracking them since the ceremony at Falcon's Nest. Little did I know I was not the only one. Evidently, she had learned of their activities and attempted to shadow them on her own. Poorly. I rescued her in the Heavensward, and together we fled north. But though I made every effort to cover our tracks, they caught up with us on the Ishgardian border. And in the ensuing struggle, Alize took an arrow to the shoulder. 'Twas only after we had made good our escape that I realized it was poisoned.
Thank you for coming so quickly. And you, Sir Emmerich.
Think nothing of it. How is she?
We have done all we can for now. Although the immediate danger has passed, the poison yet lingers in her blood.
Castasuna, sorry.
We came to Eorzea together, hoping to bring salvation to the realm our grandfather gave his life to protect. But when confronted with the bitter realities of its politics and its petty powermongers, she was driven to anger and to doubt. She refused to become embroiled in what she termed Eorzea's squabbles and distance herself from the Scions. Though she remained hopeful of a brighter future, she would walk her own path. Would that it had not been so perilous. For all our differences, she's as dedicated as any Scion to the salvation of Eorzea. But more than that, she is my sister. To be reunited with her, only to lose her forever. Gods, even to speak the words.
Take heart, Master Alphinaud. She will be attended by our most skilled chirurgeons. Bear Mistress Leveilleur to the infirmary at once. Apprise Captain Whitecape of the situation, and inform him that she is to be treated as my personal charge.
Alphino, is the Warrior of Light... is he with you? Don't go, there is something I must say. The Warriors of Darkness are in league with the Ascians. Slaughtering the Primals is but the first step in their plan. They make for Zelphatol to bring about Garuda's summoning and to kill her. You must stop them.
I shall inform the others at once.
Master Thancred, I would ask that you accompany Mistress Leveilleur to the infirmary. Your knowledge of her injuries may well prove useful in determining her treatment.
Of course.
Surely they won't let her. Yes, I know. We must trust in the Captain Whitecape and his chirurgeons. Did they not bring Estinian back from the very brink of death? I am uncomfortably reminded how he mocked me for praying at his bedside for days on end. What say you, my friend? Shall we turn our attention to a matter of whose conclusion we yet have the power to influence? So the Warriors of Darkness and the Ascian are composing to bring about Garuda's summoning, that they might put her to the sword. Then we first encountered them in Lost Asnath, when they were confronting Ravana. Gods, has this been their aim all along? What do you intend to do, Master Alphino? There is much and more I do not understand, but I know this. A primal summoning cannot be ignored. Alize risked her life to uncover this plot, and we squander her gift at our peril. Magnomus, will you accompany me to Zelphatol and help me stop the Exal's ritual? Yeah, you count me in. Given that Ishgard shares a border with the Exal homeland, we shall have a vested interest in the outcome of this ritual. We have been willing to suffer the Beastman's intrusions into Kothan lands to a point, but the summoning of a primal is an escalation we cannot abide. We shall have our fastest airship, Master Alphino, and the mountains of Zelphatol are not easily traversed, and this endeavor demands all haste. The gesture is most appreciated, Sir Emmerich, but I fear that aerial approach is destined to fail. This is their homeland, after all, and the Xali dirigibles are not to be underestimated. No, experience tells me that the only conceivable approach is by land. I believe it would be wiser to cross into Zelphatol by way of mountain pass east of Camp Dragonhead. In that case, I shall send instructions for a contingent of the camp's knights to be placed at your disposal. They will secure you safe passage through the mountains, and escort you then to Zelphatol. Though my men are unqualified to confront a primal, they are more than capable of contending with the Exal. We should be glad of their assistance, Lord Edmund. In the event Mistress Alize regains consciousness, we will share with you any additional information she may provide. May the Fury watch over and keep you safe. And let us be off. We cannot procure any additional supplies we require in Camp Dragonhead. To Camp Dragonhead. Have you everything you require then? Excellent. The entrance to the pass is north of Natalon and due east of Camp Dragonhead. Though it is normally guarded by a score of Ixali warriors, I have been informed that House Fraton knights have already dispatched them. The enemy's gate lies open. We need but walk through. Master Darkblade, Master Alphino, as you can see, the gate is ours. Be advised that our scouts are reporting increased activity around the first mountain. Simply put, they are up to something and don't want anyone interfering. We stand ready to escort you to Zelpatal and aid you as you see fit. The enemy will be thick on the ground. Upon arriving, let us advance with care as we search for the site of the summoning ritual. If the gods are good, we should only have to contend with the Ixal. But if they are not, we may be forced to do battle with the warriors of darkness. Zelpatal now accessible. Alright, let's do this. Zelpatal. The queue. And we're in. Let's go! We got a guy on a balloon. What the Banjo-Kazooie type shit is going on here? He's already half dead. I'm so used to dead end seals. That's funny. Yeah, this is horribly easy after getting used to that, isn't it? What do I do? Become a flashbang mage. Further? Nope. Can't go further. I have to kill these three. The guy with the fan. Stand in front of a barrier. We'll get blown out onto the spikes. sorting crap with a bunch of people. Grab the air stand. Put it in the relic. Next device to get us further. Again, the place reminds me of Light Town from Dark Souls. We made it to the end. Yeah, what he said. And we won. You got the ninja? Alright, I'll get the other one if they're still there. Get the machinist. Go. Alright, now we get the cutscene. More story.
So they were unable to see the ritual to its completion. Then Garuda is no longer a threat, and whatever the Ascians and the Warriors of Darkness were planning has come to naught. But we should not tarry. The knights have secured our path to safety.
Well, well. What do we have here? You'd better not have killed the primal without us.
You!
Wait, I know you. Still walking, I see. I could have sworn my aim was true.
Just what is your game? Leading us the long way so these fools could step in and claim our prize?
No, no. Let's not make hasty accusations. By the look of things, the ritual was proceeding as planned. We arrived at the appointed hour. 'Twas they who erred.
It is hopeless. We cannot face them all.
Do mine ears deceive? A boy! So that's the way of it. Twins! You had me worried for a moment there. Know that I will happily make it quicker for you, if you just stand still.
Enough, Jarumal. We wouldn't want to upset the man in white with any unnecessary bloodshed now, would we? You've been awfully busy since we were kind enough to spare your lives.
Damn right we were.
While you were idly consorting with the Ascians, you mean? 7 hells! What could you possibly hope to achieve?
Should I explain it to you? Very well. Consider it a reward of sorts for beating us here. You know the tale of Hydaelyn and Zodiac, I take it? Of the Great Sundering and the reflections it created?
Across 10 and 3 they were divided. Reflections of the source, each possessed of shards of light and dark.
Just so. One of those reflections, the one nearest to the source, is our home. And we were the heroes blessed with her light. But not all worlds hold light and dark in equal measure. In ours, the power of light was greater by far. So the Ascians, who once threatened our home, were no match. And they fell before us, one after another, till none were left. Victory, we thought. And then came the light. A flood of pure, blinding radiance, annihilating shadow and color and life itself. Ere long, it will consume our world, leaving naught in its wake but blank perfection.
That cannot be. Do you honestly expect us to believe such a story?
Believe what you like. But it has happened before, on a world far removed from ours. The 13th, which which was swallowed by the dark and transformed into what you call the Void. Unchallenged light would condemn us to a similar fate. And so we joined hands with our former enemies, and with their aid came here, to the Source. For there is but one way to restore the balance and save our home. The Ardor. Calamitous destruction with the power to break down the barriers between planes and see our worlds rejoined.
You would doom our world to save your own? What would even become of us? Of you?
Enough. I tire of talking. You know our cause. You know what is at stake. We are prepared to do whatever it takes. Are you?
If there is aught you would say, say it. Otherwise, begone. You have no friends here.
And he's gone. All things considered, we would be grateful to have survived that encounter. We should be grateful to have survived that encounter. Do you think it could be true to save their world they must bring ruin to ours? No, it matters not. Such wanton destruction is beyond justification. Whatever their reasons, they must be stopped. The sacrifice, the loss, it ends here. Forgive me, this is neither the time nor place for idle introspection. The knights can appraise Lord Edmont of our success, and we the Lord Commander more important. I should like to see my sister's condition has improved. You may take a moment for yourself if you wish. I will be at the congregation. Back we go. Into area. It brings me joy to see you safely return to us, Magnomus. What news from Zelphatal? Well, we won. Then you are not too late. On behalf of Ishgard, I offer you my deepest thanks. As for those who remain behind, Mistress Y'shtola has been tending to Mistress Alizé in your absence, and I am pleased to report that she has regained consciousness. I imagine you have many questions, especially given your recent encounter with the Warriors of Darkness. I know I do. Come, let me show you to her room. Do not worry, her condition is much improved. She is a resilient one, much like her brother.
Alizé, how are you feeling?
Well enough, brother. Thanks to the kindness of our hosts. When they told me you had departed for Zelphatal, I found that I could rest. The outcome seemed a mere formality, as did your safe return. Thank you, my friend.
I take it your mission was a success.
As if we needed any further confirmation that they are in league with the Ascians. But to save another world? I think not.
I too thought his story fanciful at first. But it is possible there may be a kernel of truth in all of this. At the very least, none of his claims contradict the word's account.
You were following these people, Alice. Why?
During my travels, I had oft enjoyed tales of the Scions and their exploits. But after a time, I began to hear whispers of a gifted and theretofore unknown band of adventurers. Adventurers who had supposedly sworn to travel the realm slaying primals in the Scion's stead.
The Warriors of Darkness. And in the course of investigating these rumors, you stumbled upon the Ascians' involvement.
Yes, exactly.
Forgive me, but if these Warriors of Darkness mean to bring about another calamity, to what end do they hunt primals?
To prompt an escalation. To deepen the beast tribe's feelings of helplessness and despair, and thereby drive them to summon ever more powerful gods. And lest we forget, these events do not occur in isolation. With their patron deities being slain left and right, the news of man's victory over Nidhogg must surely have sown panic in the minds of the beastmen. 'Tis no wonder they wish to defend themselves.
Power answered with greater power. Death with more death. A vicious cycle fueled by fear and hatred. I know it's like all too well.
Indeed. The Ascians sow discord and desperation, and the Warriors of Darkness reap the harvest. And so it continues. Yet that is not the extent of their ambitions. The Ascian himself observed that once the powerless realize that the old gods have failed them, they will have little recourse but to look to a new one.
We cannot let that happen.
It should come as no surprise, but Alice and I have uncovered evidence that the Ascians have been manipulating certain parties to ensure that a constant stream of crystals flows into the hands of the beast tribes. If we sever these supply lines, we should at least be able to slow the escalation.
Agreed. Kral and I shall journey to Zelphatol and learn what we can of the Ixal's source.
Then I, for my part, pledge to lead a similar investigation into the origin of the Nath supply.
Sir Emmerich?
As a member of the Eorzean Alliance, Ishgard is honor bound to play an active role in maintaining the security of the realm. You might also say that I have some personal motivation, given the Ascians' dealings with my father. However, I make no secret of the fact that my knowledge of primal beings is scant at best. As such, I should be most grateful if one of your order were to assist me.
Allow me, Sir Emmerich. I have dealt with the Nath before.
Let us consult with Orianja then. Given his dedication to the study of primal beings, I should be surprised if he could not tell us something of value.
Allow me to accompany you, brother. And before you think to refuse, know that I am not the girl I once was. I shall not be a burden. You have my word.
But Alice, you... You are more than welcome. After all, it was you who set us upon this path.
Wait a minute! I'm afraid I can't allow you to leave just yet. Not until you try on the new outfit I prepared for you.
To think that the three of us plumbed the depths of the coils and confronted Bahamut himself. Had I not been there, I would struggle to believe it. Shortly after we parted ways, I heard that she had taken to the road on her own, apparently on a journey of self-discovery. Precisely where to, I never learned, though I suspect that was by design. If she enjoyed hearing tales of our exploits, did she? My apologies to keep you waiting. Right then, shall we be off? Itaru never ceases to impress, though for a moment I feared she might furnish you with an identical outfit. Praise the 12 she did not. Mother and father were rather too fond of making us wear matching clothes. Do you remember that time at the studio when that girl of yours crept up behind me in the hall and whispered, "Sister, please, she was not my ahem. We cannot have this conversation in front of the Warrior of Light." So be it, another time perhaps. Be honest, Magnarmus, I wasn't planning on seeking you out just yet. When I set forth on my journey, I did so with grand ambitions. As you may recall, I promised I would not disappoint you. I pray you'll forgive me if I do. And welcome to Hot in 4K again, yep. New garments aside, I must say that you seem different, more resolute than last we met. You have the look of a woman who's ready to fight for the future of Eorzea. To the extent of my abilities, perhaps, but I have no delusions of grandeur, nor will I pretend to have found myself or any such thing. I am here today because I would regret it if I weren't. That is all. Fair enough. Let us depart for the Waking Sands, then, and see if Urianger can be of assistance. The Waking Sands. Do I still have any? Yes, I do. Pray return to the Waking Sands. Urianger, apologies for calling upon you unannounced. Why, Master Alphino, would that scholar had seen fit to grant me knowledge of thy coming. What bringeth thee and thine to here this day? The warriors of darkness have returned. Pray allow us to explain. Explain. I too have heard tales recent days of primal beings rising up only to be cast down by forces unknown. Alas, as thou didst observe, the seventh is but this serveth but to spur the beast tribes to pursue their goals with redoubled fervor. We have two objectives at this time: to identify and remove the source of the beast tribe's crystals, and to take direct action to prevent any further summoning rituals from reaching completion. The second is easier said than done, of course. While we were fortunate enough to learn of the Ixal's plans before they came to fruition, I should be surprised if the Warriors of Darkness and the Ascians did not have similar designs elsewhere of which we have no knowledge. Thou wert wise to come hither, for this very day did I receive tidings most troubling from across the Strait of Merithor. Ogamora stirreth, and there are whispers that the Lord of Crags neareth his return. Mere rumors, mark thou, but in light of thine own discoveries, thou canst canst ill afford to turn a deaf ear to their claims. Yeah, I think Francis died again. Aye, we must ascertain the truth of the matter for ourselves. Let us consult with the Maelstrom forces stationed at Camp Overlook, Magnomus. Oh, he is awake. Thank you for your counsel, Urianger. Pray inform us should you learn aught else. I shall. If I may bother Urianger, is there anything else you would like to say? Zay? If not, then never mind. I only ask because you are normally rather more verbose. Nothing to add? Very well. Ere we depart, I wish to make a request. The Warriors of Darkness spoke of how the Ardor had the power to break down the barriers between planes, that our worlds might be rejoined. I would ask that you research this for us. Being nowhere near as well read as you, I am sure I wouldn't know where to begin. That said, I have heard tell of a promising tome. The Garoon Oracles. Mayhap you could start there. By thy leave. Camp Overlook, was it? Very well. Now, she witnessed him talking to the Warriors of Darkness before in one of the cutscenes. But she knows he's up to something. Camp Overlook. Seven hells. At this rate, I'll have to appeal to the Maelstrom Command for reinforcement. Whatever it is, we don't want any. You don't want any dead primals? Well, fancy that. Just when my Kabod problems were look like coming to a head, the signs of the Seventh Dawn turn up, itching to pitch in. Bloody brilliant timing is what it is. Right then, let's get to it. So our friendly neighbors in Ugamaro have much more aggressive of late, just as you said. Matter of fact, our scouts spotted one sniffing about the stores just now, likely looking to make off with an armful of crystals. I'll be damned if I'm about to let that happen. Lend a hand and help us search for the little bugger, would you? Our Maelstrom friends seem notably more agitated than when first we arrived. Do you happen to know why that might be? A Cabal in the camp, you say? Would appear to cooperate Urianger's information, yes, but to be so reckless as to infiltrate a Maelstrom camp and draw attention to their efforts is passing strange. Well, there will be time to think on this later. For the present, we must do everything in our power to prevent the Titan summoning. And that means finding and questioning this Cabal. Aha! There it is. Oh, it gasped and ran away. Hey, Vex! Away, far away, I'm not a... Yeah, it's no use, pointless, hopeless, no use! Well, please, don't hurt me, I only wish to talk, yes, just talk. This was a stupid plan. Stupid, stupid, stupid. But if I tell no one, then everyone will... Ah, he found me again. What to do? What to do? I come in peace, only to talk, speak, say, talk. So please, please, do not hurt me. So this is our wily kobold infiltrator, is it? No wonder the soldiers were on edge. He could very well give one a bruised knee. Huzzah! We got him. Fine work, Scions. So, little one, thought you could sneak into my camp, did you? Plotting to steal my crystals, were you? No, 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 I came to talk, to ask for help. But when your soldiers saw me, they drew their weapons and shouted, and I... Now, let us all take a deep breath and discuss this like civilized individuals. What is your name, child? Pikmin Gabu of the 620th Order. At least I will become a Pikmin one day. Well met, Gabu. I am Alphino, and this is my sister Alize. Magnomus, the man who found you, is our friend. And now that you know our names, we can be friends too. Now, Commander Bluidin here thinks you wanted to take his crystals, Gabu, but you said you came to ask for help. Why to us and why not to your own people? What happened, Gabu? Can you tell us? No one is going to hurt you, all right? Not while we're here, I promise. The Patriarch, Patriarch is going to summon the Great Father again, and you have to stop him. Beat him, fight him, stop him! Gabu's parents said they didn't want it, along with many others, but the Patriarch wouldn't listen. He was so angry, raging, fuming, angry. He said that if they didn't have iron in their hearts, they would serve as coke for the furnace. And then the guards took my parents and the others away. I haven't seen any of them since. Coke for the furnace. I did not want to believe it, but I heard tales of Bashi fashioned from bones of beastmen, which worshippers use in their rituals, hoping to summon more powerful incarnations of their gods. By the 12, that is sickening. No one listens to Gabu, no matter how much he cries, pleads, begs, cries. They do not listen, only talk of punishing the overdwellers and praising the Great Father. Gabu loves the Great Father, but he loves his parents too. So please help Gabu stop the Patriarch and save his parents. Commander, advise the Maelstrom Command that Titan summoning is imminent. Should the worst come to the worst, we will require their support. Time being of essence, we three will attempt to infiltrate the Kobold stronghold, secure their crystals, and free the prisoners. But if you're sure, you'll forgive me if I don't seem optimistic. We'll make ready just in case. I have faith that we may yet stop the ritual. We would surely have detected the associated etheric disturbance had Titan manifested already. But I cannot speak for the prisoners. 12 have mercy. They would even contemplate sacrificing their own flesh and blood, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers. Time is of the essence. We must see to what else Gabu knows and formulate a plan without further delay. I heard the Great Father Titan loves crystals, cherishes, covets, loves them. And if we gather enough, he will return. That's why the Patriarch told everyone to go forth and gather them. So I was thinking, if we take all the crystals away, maybe the Great Father won't come. Very good, Gabu. I was just thinking the same thing. Do you know where these crystals are stored? I know. Ooh, several spots, each defended by a different order. Gabu wanted to steal them, but he was too afraid to go alone. Yes, too afraid to go alone. But together we can take them away and hide them. Come. Gabu will lead you to the first cache. Quickly. I love stealing. I love taking things. You have them all. Good. Lead on, Gaboo. This way, this way. More stealing, more taking things. Time is short. If you have the crystals, we should move on to the next cache. Did you hear me, brother? Brother? Aye, aye, it's just that... I am quite certain that Crate once bore Guardian seals. Someone took great pains to remove all traces. But enough remains to make out the pattern. See for yourself. I struggle to imagine kobolds traveling to Kurthis to obtain crystals, much less bothering to conceal their origins. I suspect these crystals were smuggled into Vildebrand by another party. Most likely a pawn of the Ascians, as Thancred speculated. I don't understand. Who are the Ascians? Do they worship the Great Father Titan too? Ah, never you mind about that. As Alize said, we do not have a lot of time. Can you lead us to the next cache, Gaboo? Yes, yes, of course. Gaboo knows the way. Next one is a very large, very big, very huge, very large. Cast about for so time, you see no sign of the crystals. Okay. No crystals here. Confound it. What about you, Magnanimous? Any luck? Nothing, nothing, nothing. But this cannot be. Gaboo saw them. Spotted, saw. Think, brother. They must have moved them, yes? The question is, where to and why? Within Ogomora, where they summoned Titan once before and mean to do so again, is the only explanation. What about Mother and Father and the others? We have to help them. And we will, Gaboo. We will. Stay calm. We still have time. They have yet to call the remaining crates, yes? If they had, then they would have found the other caches empty and sounded the alarm. Nevertheless, I believe the time for stealth has passed. We must breach the navel and seize the remaining crystals. There is no other way to prevent the Titan summoning. But first, give me your crystals, that I might deliver them into Commander Bloedin's custody. We dare not take them into the bowels of the mountain. The crystals, Magnanimous, if you would be so kind. Here you go. Thank you. I shall deliver them to Camp Overlook for safekeeping and brief Commander Bloedin of the situation. Pray, go on ahead. As I recall, there is an aetheryte within Ogomora mines that should deliver you to the navel. Gaboo doubtless knows the way. Wait for me there. I shall rejoin you anon. Strange. I'd have thought you eager to remain in the thick of action. But if this is what you would prefer, then Godspeed, brother. This way, this way! Ah, I take it this is the Aetheryte we seek. Right then. As soon as Alphino arrives, here we go. I trust you're feeling suitably heroic, Magnanimous. There is no telling what sort of resistance we'll face in there. Quickly, you clods! Briskly, swiftly, quickly! I will not suffer any further delays! Lay down your arms and surrender. We have your crystals. There will be no summoning this day. Overdwellers here, but how did you... Where are my parents, Patriarch? Where are they? Already dead. Father? Go for the furnace. You monster, how could you? We are but servants of Lord of Crags. We are his, that he may drink of our blood and partake of our flesh. He might draw upon the strength of his children and defend them from the tyranny of the Overdwellers. No, Alizé, not yet. I understand, Patriarch, I do. Your fear, your anger, your hate. You would do anything to protect your people, anything to deliver them from despair, whatever it takes to ensure that those who threaten you can never do so again. But in your single-minded pursuit of this objective, you have brought suffering to your own kith and kin. You have sacrificed the lives of the very people who you sought to protect. But it need not be this way, Patriarch. Renounce this bloody course. Cease your attempts to summon your god and work with us together to build a lasting peace. Another peace to be abandoned at the Overdweller's convenience. Oathbreakers, all of you, liars, betrayers, oathbreakers. You take and you take and you take. And when you have had your fill, you sue for peace. You promise that this time is the last until you grow hungry again. And when we dare defend ourselves, you declare this beast tribe cannot be suffered to live, that our god drains the land of ether and brings naught but suffering, death, destruction, suffering upon us all. I will hear no more lies from you and yours, Overdweller. You've ruined your own lands and you will not ruin ours. I said I'd come for you, and I did. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Say something, please, please. Please. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Seven Hills. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Alphino, leave him to me. must away. By the 12, how could I be so foolish? I should have known better than to let Gabu accompany us, given what we were like to find. His anguish and despair have served to birth a primal, just as surely as we would the supplicants to be faithful. Worse, being born of such tumultuous emotion, this our incarnation of Titan seems incapable of naught but violence. If we have one cause for optimism, it's that while many crystals were present, they represented but a fraction of the quantity intended for the summoning ritual, meaning that Titan must be far weaker than planned. Be that as it may, he is yet a primal, and the longer we leave him to bleed the land of Ether, the stronger he will grow. And should Titan be permitted to leave Ogamoro, more lives will be lost. The Maelstrom will rally their troops, and the cycle will continue. Magnomus, you know what must be done. Will you face the Lord of Crags once more? Damn right I will. Thank you, my friend. Alizé and I will tend to Gabu. When you have finished with the primal, look for us in Camp Overlook. We will be expecting you. Alright, they've already got a party. We're gonna unsync this one. Will Lucky be joining this one? Okay, Lucky will be joining this one. Alright. Full of Embers hard. Join. Oh wait, not Full of Embers. Wrong thing. I meant to do the naval. Wrong one. Well, let's kill this one anyway. It's wrong fight. Alright, it's dead. Died in 30 seconds. Do the real fight now. Killed the wrong primal. We want the naval. There we go. Come in. It off. Keeps destroying the outer ring of the arena over and over again. He's doing it again. Nope. There we go. Alright, killed. Party off. Back to Camp Overlook. It's okay. We killed him fast enough anyway. Now, says. Ah, there he is. Did I not tell you he would return safe and sound? The deed is done then? Titan is no more? Oh yeah, we wrecked his shit. Good. And there has been enough tragedy this day. He has been like that since he regained consciousness. We believe he can hear us, but he has made no attempt to respond. He is almost certainly still in shock, but we cannot discount the possibility that he has succumbed to the Primal's influence. Should that prove to be the case, he must be put to death like any other thrall. Such is the Alliance's policy, yes? You have the right of it. But we must not rush to conclusions, after all. We once feared that Izal's followers were beyond reason, and many have since laid down their arms and accepted Ishgard's peace. We can but watch, wait, and pray. There is naught to be gained from dwelling on an eventuality over which we have no control, much less one which may never even come to pass. Let us tend to more immediate matters. Informing the Commander Bloedin of Titan's demise, for example. You may be certain that he will be glad of the news. Would you be so kind as to break it to him? Ah, you're a sight for sore eyes. When the others came back without you, I feared the worst. But they said you had matters well in hand. All settled then, is it? I'm glad to hear it, but not half as glad as my men'll be, believe you me. Regardless of whether or not he was summoned properly, as Primal's a Primal. And there ain't a soul in the Maelstrom who hasn't lost a friend of one. Don't get me wrong, we were all prepared to do our part, but we weren't so naive as to think we'd live to tell the tale. Thankfully, of course, it didn't come to that, which, my friend, sounds to me like cause for celebration. Now, I know you lot have places to be, but why not stay the night? We'd be honored to raise a glass to the triumphant return of Titan's Bane.
Who goes there? Oh, it's you. Forgive me for straying from the camp. He hasn't been feeling too welcome, to say the least. I thought a change of scenery might do him good. But, alas. It's so quiet out here. The stars spread out before us, beckoning across time and space. Dawn may banish even the darkest night. How bitterly beautiful, those words. I should be stronger for all my experiences, yet my heart aches more than ever. I never understood why Grandfather gave his life that day. I thought that if I came here, I would find the answers I needed. But when I finally laid eyes on the land he sacrificed everything to save, saw firsthand the bickering, the pettiness, I was disappointed. I was angry. I could not fathom how these people were more deserving of his love than his family, than me. But when Grandfather revealed the whole truth of the calamity to us, I finally understood. And I resolved there and then to continue his legacy in my own way. My travels have been enlightening, but I cannot say that I have enjoyed them. I have lost count of the many petty crises that I was helpless to resolve and of the people whose actions I could not understand. There were others, of course. Good people. People with whom I felt a kinship, whose lives I could not save. I found myself asking what it was all for. Why try if I was doomed to fail in the end? But then I recalled Grandfather's words to my father, years ago, before he left Charlayan behind forever. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. We must all protect that which we hold most dear in the manner of our own choosing. We have to try, do we not? Of course, it's one thing to try and another to do. There were times while I was tracking the Warriors of Darkness when I faltered, when I was afraid. But then I thought of my brother, of Urianger, of you. Oh, pray forgive me. This conversation has been rather one-sided, hasn't it? Mayhap you could recount some of your adventures in Ishgard.
Tell her about his Indian in a sail.
Gods! They must have been at each other's throats from dawn till dusk. I dare say you managed to keep the peace, though. Merely being in the presence of the Warrior of Light is surely enough to shame anyone into behaving. The hopes and dreams of so many rest on your shoulders, Warrior of Light. As long as the sun rises, we can but carry on, for the sake of those we hold dear.
To what end dost thou cling to the tainted gifts of the Mother?
Every tool has its purpose. Even this. Well, what is it?
The seeds sown in Vilbrand have been plucked from the earth and left to wither. Alas, Titan's demise sufficed not to drive the kobolds to deepest desperation.
What did the man in white have to say?
That we are to proceed as he did first set forth.
Well, that's easy for him to say! It's not his bloody world on the brink of destruction, is it?
Be thou well reminded that with an end to Ishgard's unrest, naught now remaineth to preoccupy the Scion's thoughts. and thus may they devote their every energy to thwarting thee and thine. I foresee only greater difficulties ahead.
Foresee? Are you sure you don't welcome them? I'm starting to think you might hold a candle for your old friends after all.
Pray do not mistake mine intent. I but look upon the path which lieth before us with due trepidation. Shouldst thou be of like mind, pray consider then another course. For the power to invoke the ardour belongeth not unto the Ascians alone. With thine own hand strike down thine enemy, the so-called hero who would see thy home lost to light. Do but this, and thou wouldst at a single stroke disrupt the all-too-delicate balance of this realm, plunging her straightways into chaos.
You do realize what you're suggesting, yes?
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. The words of my teacher, and a creed I hold close to my heart.
Very well. Draw him out. We'll make it quick.
It shall be done. What good a creed one cannot uphold? What hurts soothed? What lives saved? Oh, hapless fool, what hast thou wrought by thine own hands? Minfilia, my friends, I shall not now beg your forgiveness. Full deeply though it paineth me to walk it, I shall not stray from my chosen path. As Moonbreeder remains steadfast, so too shall I.
Oh, Magnanimous, I trust you had a good night's rest. It was but this moment speaking with Thancred that in Y'shtola, the Link Pearl, they had some interesting news to share. Apparently, during the course of their respective investigations, both come across crates which had borne Ishgardian seals. It would seem that someone in the capital has been very busy indeed. Accordingly, the Temple Knights have launched a full-scale investigation. Sir Aymeric believes that it is only a matter of time before the culprits are found. We shall have to wait and see. In the meantime, it seems only prudent to look into the recent activities of the other tribes in case they are too flush with Ishgardian crystals. And with that in mind, I suggest we pay Ariange another— wait, where is Alizé? He was here a moment ago with Gabu. Ah, let me guess. It's time to leave, isn't it? My apologies for disappearing again. If it's any consolation, I have already packed my things. How is he? Brother, Commander Bloden. Something tells me you are not sorely here out of concern for his welfare. But to answer your question, there has been no change. He will not speak or eat. I am not even sure if he slept. If he did, he seems none the better for it. He just shuffles about with that same expression on his face. You will look after him, won't you, Commander? Treat him with every kindness? He's still in there, I know it. Beneath the anguish and the despair, he's still fighting with all his heart. He deserves to be given that chance, until he comes back to us, until we know for certain what has become of him. Aye, aye, you needn't worry. If he hadn't risked his neck to warn us and help you secure the better part of the crystals, this could have turned out a damn sight worse than it did. We'll not soon forget that, and nor will the Maelstrom Command. I'm so sorry, Gabu, I truly am. You should never have been made to, and I know I cannot possibly understand. Mayhap there is nothing I can do or say, the pain, the anger, the helplessness. Hold fast to the memories of better times, remember them as they were. And when it hurts you so much that your heart feels to burst, let it burst, and then fill up again with your love for them, and never, ever forget. Come along, little one. I will remember them, and you, Alizé, you. Have faith, sister. Your words reached him. In time he will recover. And those who orchestrated these events will be made to answer for their crimes. A 1,000 times over, there will be a reckoning. Sands. We have heard the glad tidings from Ogamoro, my friends. By the grace of the 12 and your most valiant effort, the people of Limsa Laminza may rest easy. I should like to think so, yes. Though we failed to prevent the Lord of Crags from manifesting, we did succeed in weakening him, enabling our friend to dispatch him before the Warriors of Darkness can make matters worse. It was by no means an unmitigated success, but it will have to suffice. Then let us speak of another matter, one which weigheth heavy on my lady's mind. As thou didst request, I sought out the Garoon oracles, that we might better understand the aims of the Warriors of Darkness. Though their copious use of allegory defieth any single interpretation, the oracles paint a most disturbing picture, one of worlds parallel to our own, apart yet linked, reduced to ruin with every humble calamity. 7 times have they succeeded. 10 and 3, only 6 worlds remain. Aye, all is as my lady Minfilia spoke to me. As for what becometh of these reflections when they had and the source are rejoined, frail flesh undone and umbral fires, each soul surrendereth to her call, that floweth unto the endless sea, there to endure as one and none. Then, if the Warriors of Darkness succeed, everyone in their world will die? In essence, aye. The verse speaketh of the renunciation of the flesh, and subsequent return to the life stream. However, this fate may yet be preferable to the alternative, for if the first were to fall to transcendent light, in the manner of the warrior's darkness described, it would give way unto a void wherein many know either life or death. Far better to die, they reason, for in death there is life. The essence of a soul which returneth unto the source may be born anew, saved, such as at least is their belief, I surmise. If that is true, then gods, no one would ever have to make such a choice. Ere we speak further on this subject, I would share with thee another recent discovery. It would seem that several sizable shipments of crystals have been delivered into the hands of certain Alamegan parties. Alamegans? Strange. And you believe this to work of the same Ishgardian smugglers who supplied the beast tribes? I know beyond a shadow of a doubt. And lest thou wonder at their motive, I would remind you that the Ascians did once attempt to bring about the summoning of Roger. The individuals who took receipt of these shipments are refugees belonging to a group devoted to the cause of the Alamegan liberation. It may also interest thee to note that their Ishgardian suppliers appear to be none other than the remnants of Eline Royale's network of spies. Surely you jest, and yet it is not so surprising. Bereft of leadership and hunted by the Alliance, I can well imagine such villains being desperate enough to conspire with the Ascians, assuming they know or care who their employers are. All of which is irrelevant. Forgive me. We must seek out the resistance group which received the crystals without delay. Magnomus Alize, will you come with me to Little Alamigo? Yes, of course. I should like to hear what they have to say for themselves firsthand. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal. Alphano Alize, are you listening? Good, I have tidings. The Temple Knights raided the smuggler's warehouse less than an hour ago. A courtesy interrogation of the prisoners yielded confirmation that they were employee of, and I hope you're sitting down, a man in black robes. And you have them. The crystals too. What few remained, regrettably. It would seem they dispatched one final shipment in the hours before we struck. It was bound for Little Alamigo, and we are told, where it shall be received by a member of a local resistance group. Since Sir Amaric's men no longer have need of my services, I have a mind to head that way. As do we. By happy coincidence, we learned of this shipment but a few moments ago. And there I was thinking I might finally be one step ahead of the Warrior of Light and his little helpers. Ah, but wait a moment. There's more, and I defy you not to be surprised by this revelation. Leader of this Guardian smugglers was formerly in the employ of one Eline Royale, the infamous Ivy herself. Once again, Thancred, I fear I must inform you that... Thancred, with whom else have you shared this information? About the smugglers? No one. As I think I mentioned, the raid was less than an hour ago. I was planning to contact Ishtola next, but there is someone else you would have me notify first? No, there isn't. What in the world has gotten into her? It's twice now that we have sought Urianger's aid, and twice she has treated him as if he were a stranger. The Archon was one of Grandfather's most dedicated pupils, and spent as much time at the Laveria estate as we did. He's practically a member of the family. If be told, I struggle to recall a day from my childhood when I did not see the three of them laughing together. If this continues, I may have to raise the matter. Later, though. Little Alamigo awaits. I will get to the bottom of this. Oh, forgive me, it has been a long day. You have something to say? Orianji? Oh, I've always struggled to understand what's going on in his head, now more than ever. Listen, Magnarmus, if anything should happen, it should be me who... Just know that I'm prepared to do what must be done. Right then. The more pressing matters. We have no idea when Thancred might arrive. I suggest that we see what information we can gather in his absence. So, to review, we are reliably informed that members of the Alamegan resistance operating here have taken receipt of several large shipments of crystals, our task being to ascertain who and why. Given the size of the settlement, I find it hard to believe that anyone here would be wholly unaware of the resistance's movement. The challenge, of course, will be finding individuals who are both able and willing to share such information with outsiders. It would seem sensible to divide our forces. Magnarmus, why don't you question the residents of the eastern half of town? Alize and I will do the same in the west. And afterwards we can rendezvous here to share our findings. Ah, let me guess. You come to join the fight, have you? No need to deny it, friend. You're not the first one to answer the Griffin's call. While he's lit a fire in every Alamegan's heart, he's also inspired more than a few old dons to pledge themselves to the cause. And little wonder, the Garleans won't stop until we're all under the yoke. I see you there, going around asking questions, looking for the Griffin and his lot, I'll bet. Seems there's the talk of little Alamega these days, folk wondering what he's about. What he's got in store for the Garleans, and what's under that mask of his, of course. Some say he's hardly got a face with all the scars. Others reckon he's been marked for death by the Empire, and that they'd send a bloody legion if they knew he was here. Your guess is as good as mine. The Resistance, damned if I know. Not as if I'd be any use to them. If you set store by all these tales of secret weapons, good luck to you. But I'm too old for the masks and bedtime stories. This is our lot, and it's time we got used to it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna stop soon. I suppose I should ask what you learned, but I think I already know. The Griffin seems to be the leader of the newly formed faction within the Resistance, the Masks. Yet despite their growing popularity, no one seems to know much about them. Only that they are most aggressively a militant group, who joined the movement in recent memory. Indeed, many claim their commitment to the cause of Alamegan liberation is unrivaled. We can but hope their revolutionary fervor is never channeled in the direction of a primal. Though I feel confident that this is the group which received the crystal shipments, we yet lack proof. Before taking any action, I would speak with the settlement leader and confirm my suspicions, and mayhap enlist his help while I'm about it. Given that you and Gundabald are already acquainted, mayhap it would be best if you took the lead, shall we? Speak with that guy that told me to fuck off all those days ago. Much as it pleases me to see you again, Magnarmus, I cannot help but wonder if I should be worried. I hear you and yours have been asking questions. The Griffin, I know of him. As do we all. He and his masks have become the leading faction within the Resistance. Though there was a suspicion at first given his secretive ways, he quickly proved himself a charismatic and capable commander. Men are drawn to his passion and his vision. They truly believe that he has what it takes to lead them to victory. Even I cannot help but admire the man for what he accomplished. But I have not forgotten Wilrid. I was blind to the danger of his ambitions, and you were not. The Griffin will soon deliver a speech to our people at the Sunken Temple of Karn. Go and see him with your own eyes. Weigh his words on your own, with your own heart. How convenient. 'Tis but a pity Thancred is not here to join us. You two go on ahead. I'll stay behind and wait for him. Yep. I know. I'm wrapping it up. I'm probably gonna finish up this quest and call it a night. Has it begun already? I hear voices coming from within.
Brothers and sisters, 20 years ago, Alamigo, our home, was claimed by the Garlean Empire. In our haste to overthrow the King of Ruin, we turned a blind eye to our foes in the north. With our glorious revolution, we but laid a path for a new tyrant to succeed the old. And when confronted with our failure, we fled. Not a day goes by that I do not think of those we left behind. Think of them and feel ashamed. And I know each and every one of you feels the same. We abandoned them, our own flesh and blood, to labor till their backs gave in and their breath gave out. Building the twisted steel ramparts which now mar our once majestic mountains. We abandoned them, the brave and true, to fight and die for their country, or worse, to be conscripted and sent off to rob another poor bastard of his home. We abandoned them, the meek and powerless, to bow and scrape when the Garleans pass, to sully themselves that they might live to see another day of misery. The Black Wolf may be dead, but a new Imperial Viceroy reigns in Alamigo now. A beast, not a fraction as merciful. You all know the Eorzean Alliance will do naught to oppose him. For all their promises and platitudes, they will not act if there's no profit in it. Only we can free our brothers and sisters from the Empire's tyranny, my friends. Only we have the courage to stand and fight. They have imprisoned us. They have enslaved us, and they have murdered us, but no more! Blood demands blood, and the Garleans shall pay for every drop they have spilt upon our lands! This I promise you, for we have a power within us, my friends. A power befitting our pride, our righteousness. Only join us, and we shall grant you the means to unleash it, and together we shall see the Alamigan standard raised over the mountains of Gia Arbania once more!
A power befitting their pride. Not at all ominous, that. Wait, is that...
What are you two doing here?
I could ask you the same thing.
Well, well, this is quite the surprise.
If you see what I see, if you feel as I feel...
Might I suggest we continue this conversation in more agreeable surroundings?
For it is not strength of arms that will win this battle, but strength of heart.
Words cannot express how glad I am to see you both alive and well. And you, though it's pretty obvious that you and Magnarmus would be fine. Crystal Braves never had a realistic chance of capturing any of the Scions, divided as they were and distrusted by the better part of Eorzea. But if you truly believed that, forgive me. What exactly have you two been doing all this time? Paying a favor. After the banquet, we had no choice but to flee Ul'dah, and we would not have been able to do so without the aid of some old friends from the Resistance. That's right, they smuggled us out of the city and sheltered us in Little Alamigo. All at great risk to themselves. Obviously, we couldn't let that go unacknowledged, so we offered to help out in their operations for a while. When we learned of the Scion's exoneration that Lord Rito had severed all ties with the Crystal Braves, and that General Raban had been reinstated, we resolved to make contact. But having long since discarded our link pearls as a precautionary measure, our options were rather limited. To make matters more complicated, we were embroiled in a delicate operation at the time, leaving me with little choice but to entrust a letter to a courier. I gather from your puzzled expressions, however, that you never received it. To be honest, we thought this might happen. While the masks are happy to let the refugees spread word within the community, they're pretty strict about communicating with outsiders. Oh, and we also heard a rumor that the Griffin doesn't want us meddling in his affairs. The Griffin mistrusts the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Curious. It is well known that we are no friends to Garlemald. One would think that we saw beseeching all and sundry to join his cause would welcome our support. I should say that the man you saw was not in fact the Griffin, but an impersonator, and a talented rabble-rouser to boot. It would not surprise me if he were responsible for the majority of these public appearances. As you may have gathered, the Griffin is an extremely cautious and distrusting man who has made every effort to conceal his identity. Even when we participated in a raid under his direct command, we were not permitted to approach him. It's hard to know what to make of that all. The secrecy, the impersonators, the masks. What? It's not as if I'm making you all you wear one. Mine only covers half my face. It's completely different. Anyway, when we heard the Griffin was due to give a speech, we thought it might be a good opportunity to get a better sense of the man behind get a better sense of the man. For all the good it did. And now you have heard the whole of it. But tell me, what prompted you to take an interest in the Griffin? Summoning? You're not serious, I can't believe it. The Resistance would never entertain such a ridiculous plan. But the Griffin, well, the man is an enigma. I cannot say with any confidence what he would or would not do. What I can say, however, is that the speech we heard today is not the first to make a reference to a power capable of defeating the Empire. The masks have made many such claims of late. I confess I'd assume it to be mere bluster, but in the context of the shipments of which you spoke, it is not impossible they are alluding to a primal. Whatever it is, we'll find out together, and if anyone tries to stop us, they'll answer to me. Indeed, that is assuming you'll have us. We will find out what the Griffin is up to next time. See if we can get a good picture of how everyone's standing. And done. And all right, we're gonna call it a day here. You all have a good one. Peace.